Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, whatever you are, welcome to the channel. You guys know who it is. You got the notification. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in first and foremost. Today, something pretty cool. This is a bike that I really don't have much knowledge on. I've only seen it once. Not many dealerships sell them. However, they're becoming more and more prevalent in and around the city. And I am talking about the Benelli TNT. This bike's been out now for a couple years, and I haven't really seen too many guys do a full-on stunt build until my buddy John brought it to my attention that he has done one. He had the custom cages made, the sub cages, the bracket. He did the whole build. So before I go out and test ride this thing, I kind of want to run you through really quick what he's done to this bike. Starting in the back, he did a handbrake bracket with a P34 and a P32 for the hand and foot brake. So those are Brembo calipers. They're super sensitive. It just is what it is. He just got done taking the foot brake spring off. That was like my one request to do this video, so thank you, buddy. Why I don't like running a foot brake spring? It's just because now I know exactly when I feel pressure, that is the brake. It's not me guessing if that pressure is from the spring or the brake, so it takes that out of the equation. He had Atown make a Subcage 12 bar, one in the same, and he also made this cage, and it's got 3 anchor points, one into the swing arm, one straight into the frame, and one on the bottom part of this frame here. He also did a aftermarket header, spark plugs, ECU, cam, air filter. He's done a lot to this motor. So I know what a lot of you guys is wondering is, Brian, how does this thing stack up to the Grom? Because this thing is neck and neck in the same category as the Grom. I mean, look at a Grom compared to this. They're the same size. They just are what they are. With some of this stuff he's done, he just had it on the Dyno out here, a Top Gear PowerSports. He said it made 13.4 horsepower. Another huge advantage of these bikes is that it has 5 speeds, not 4 speed. So this thing definitely goes a lot faster than the Grom as far as top end goes. The front forks are a couple millimeters bigger. They're, you know, kind of mid-weight forks. They're not super tiny like the Groms are. So I like that for stoppies. I'm still feeling it out. I'm not as comfortable on it as I am my Grom, but I am liking it. Another thing to keep in mind too is that this runs on 91 or 93 octane. Most Groms, you know, guys put 87 in them. That's what they recommend from the factory is 87. So John also did a -1 in the front and +2 in the back to give it a little bit more torque in the low end. And then of course up top he did a 1-finger clutch and Magura and a set of dirt bars here too. So it's a super nice feel. I like it. The seat doesn't lock you in quite as well as the Groms does for sit downs. That's not much of a ledge for it, but if you guys can notice, this is a vertical motor. This is not a horizontal motor like the Grom. So that was one of the first things I asked him. I was like, dude, have you looked into like where the oil pump is on this and stuff? He said it's towards the back of the motor and he overfills it just a little bit and he hasn't had any problems with it. So there's not really an oil pickup when the oil pickup itself is towards the rear of the motor, because you got to think when you're up in a wheelie, okay, the motor's getting oil. Okay, so enough talking. Let's go ride this thing. I'm super excited to take you guys on this. A little stoppy. Woo! The front brakes and the front master, all that stuff's pretty much stock, so clutch up in first here. Balance point is pretty much exactly what the Grom's is. Second. Third. Fourth. All right, let's see if it circles. This is the ultimate question right here. Turn off my blinkers. Oh yeah, this is nice with the handbrake on there too. This feels similar to my 636 with this 13mm handbrake. Definitely got a lot more torque than the Grom does. Alright, so we're going to try racing this Grom here. I missed the gear there! Woo! Little souped up Grom up against a little souped up TNT. I think this thing's got a lot more top end, yeah. This TNT's got balls! Whoa!
Oh, y'all racing?
Yeah, we racing! So I think the TNT's just a tad bit faster than the Grom. Man, this thing feels good. Especially that low end there. it's not wanting to stall at all. Woo! It's got a pretty high limiter there too. It's like 11.5. Oh look, even the police came to check out the new Benelli 135. Do some circles for him. Let them show we're not out of control hooligans. On the Chinese bike. You gotta love lattes here in Chicago. Take us away from the TNT for a second, 2.6. Show us something, baby. 2.6 says I don't need a 135. I got a 250 and I'm swerving it. Woo! Whoa, my swerve. This guy's a maniac! Somebody come get this guy! Woo! Up in second gear, so it's got the power to do that. There's third gear. Top of third gear, stoppy. We are floating. Woo! Yeah, I like these forks. I like them. They have a little bit more, they're a little stiffer than the Groms, but I like the way they feel. Yeah, guys, I really am starting to like this bike the more and more I ride it. Huh? You like that?
Better than Grom?
Yeah, in some aspects it is, but in others I don't know.
I bet that frame's stiffer.
The frame is a lot stiffer. I think I like the front end a little bit better, but I think the whole power curve is a little weird. The mid-range on it's weird. Grom is so smooth and consistent.
Yeah, it's like the same all the way.
Exactly. All right, guys, final review. We raced a Grom. We did stoppies on this. We did burnouts on this. We did all kinds of wheelies, circle wheelies, you name it, we did it. So I want to give you guys the actual comparison you've been waiting for. How does it stack up against a Grom? Straight off of my Grom. Power band, this thing obviously has a higher output of horsepower. However, the delivery on it is not my favorite. That might just because I'm used to a power band that is smooth and predictable and not, you know, mid-range and crazy top end, and, you know, I'm just not used to it. So as far as power range goes, yeah, the Grom makes a little less, but I enjoy it more. Now this thing's front end, I could get used to. I like the front end on this a lot more than the Groms, and I'm surprised that I'm saying that because I've gotten very comfortable on the Grom's front end. The overall setup of this bike is amazing too. John didn't really spare much money on it. It feels very similar to a fully set up Grom, but that power band, especially down low on this, I like a lot. The gearing he has on it is awesome. I like the bars, I like the handbrake, I like it a lot. Dank Wheelies out there trying to interrupt my vlog. God, he's so ignorant. So we raced the Grom and you saw it was pretty neck and neck, but this thing does have a little bit more power than the Grom, and that fifth gear does a lot. Believe me, when I was getting on these straightaways before I even started the vlog, when this lot was a little emptier, it was a lot more power, especially up top. Is like, wow, it's like a Grom with an extra gear. It's nice. So I think it's going to be up to you, the viewer, to choose which one you pick and choose. I think that the parts and knowledge are obviously more there for the Grom. However, this thing does have its pros. I think if you're ever looking to get on a highway, this might be the way to go, because the Grom has a hard time getting on the highway. I think with that fifth gear on this, that overdrive, you will be very comfortable. Guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you checking out the vlog. I know it's a little bit less than normal, so I appreciate you guys checking it out. Jeez, dude, get out of here. And I hope you guys have a rad day. If you aren't already subscribed, please do. Please leave the video a like, comment, and please do subscribe. I'm out. Peace.